some company traffic there behind us. Hey everybody, it's Captain Shane. I'm back in the MD-11 and also back from a week-long trip to Europe. I was in London and Paris with my mother and my kids, and I had a really great time there. The travel was mostly good. We can talk about it when we're flying. And I actually met a French woman there, and anyway, yeah, it's been pretty fun. Meeting her and continuing to talk to her now that I'm back here. Anyway, that's beside the point. We're here to fly MD-11s today, not talking about French women. So, we're at Oakland. The intention here is to fly this down to Ontario because this needs to be brought back to a hub. And I'd like to probably do one more flight after that, but depending on how many viewers are left and what you guys want to see, we'll decide what we want to fly. I'm leaning towards the 737 because I just love it so much, but I want to get the consensus. Adam, nice to see you, man. I'm glad to be back. I miss flying. I've been flying a lot. I haven't been the pilot. I've been on 787s and A330s to and from Europe. So let's go ahead and we're going to do a full setup today in the MD-11 because it's been a while since I've done it. So we'll start from the very top. We'll do all of the prep work here. So we'll start with the electronic flight bag. And we're going to go start with park with the external power.
Autopilot.
And now we're going to go ahead and check that the parking brake is released. And that the gear handle is down and locked. Which it is. Let's see, engine APU fire test. Let's do that.
Engine 1, fire. Engine 2, fire. Engine 3, fire.
Alright, now we'll do the annunciator light test, and that will also test our air system.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Air system test in progress. Hydraulic system test. Oh, wrong guarded switch. Let's try that one. Okay. Hydraulic pressure test is in progress. Emergency power is armed. Emergency lights armed. It's been a while since I've flown this thing. I'm using the wrong switches already. Okay, windshield defog is on. No smoking, seatbelt signs. On. Standby ADI. Uncaged. Takeoff warning system. Bottom 1.
Stabilizer. Flap. Flat.
Okay, engines 2 and 3.
Stabilizer. Flap.
Why is that so loud?
Flat.
Alright. Takeoff warning system is checked. EIS panel. Let's see. Traffic data. Traffic data. VOR, 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 VOR. Interesting. We'll put this on Wixer. Weight and balance. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and set the weight and balance, but before we do that, we'll go ahead and review our flight plan. It. Import from SimBrief. There we go. Oak to Kayont. So we are flying from Oakland to Ontario, about an hour flight. The weather here at Oakland is currently, per VATSIM, and information November. The wind is 270 at 12, 10 statute miles visibility, few clouds of 5,000 feet, temperature 21, altimeter 3001. And then we take a look at the weather at Ontario. We got wind 220 at 10, sky clear, 10 statute mile visibility, temperature 26, altimeter 29901, and we are using 26 left and right at Ontario, and 30 at Oakland. Flight plan for today: we're going to have 43,000 pounds of fuel when we block out, 166,200 pounds of fuel, or not fuel, cargo. When we take off, cost index 80 and about a 27 knot tailwind component here. So we know we need 43,000 pounds 1500 there. The trip fuel, 16679. We'll do 42.5 on this. Since I'm taking out a little bit of this taxi fuel, I never end up burning that much. Okay, cargo weight 166,200, and takeoff CG looks good. Takeoff weight looks good. Let's apply that to the aircraft. Okay, we got that loaded up. Let's go ahead and do our FMC setup. FMC 1. Oh, you know what? I missed the step. IRSs. Right there. Hey, cargo fire test in progress. That will help a bit. Now we can initialize the IRSs here. We're going from K-Oak to K-ONT. Alternate is going to be LAX. We're just an airplane. The airport I just flew back into last night from Montreal. Cruise altitude today is going to be 35,000 feet. ISA offset is +8, so it's going to be -46, and we have a +27. Okay, the flight number is UPS 315. Okay, that looks good. Looks good. Alright, flight plan. So from Oakland, we are going to... what do we got here? From Oakland, we're going to use runway 30. And we are on the Candle 5 departure with the KX transition. Insert that. And after KX, we're going to go down to Lotion. Alright, and then from Lotion, we're going to pick up Hector. Or Shafter, rather. EHF. And then from Shafter, we're going to pick up the Ziggy 8 RNAV arrival into Ontario. We'll plan on ILS 26 left. So Ziggy 8 from Shafter. And we're looking for the ILS 26 left from Pettis. Insert. We'll check this out. Make sure we have no holes in there. It looks perfect. I'm going to go ahead and do this because I already know that they're going to give this to us. Flavor is going to be 250 knots at 14,000 feet. It always is going into LA. There we go. That looks good. Flight plan is checked and set. So let's go over to the takeoff and departure information. So let's run these numbers with SimBrief. It's not good for arrival stuff, but it's really good for departure stuff. Takeoff performance out of Oakland. Run it. There we go. All right, cool. Flex 60, flaps 15. Plenty of performance. This is a long runway, and we're not very heavy today. So as expected, maximum D-rated takeoff. Flaps 15. Outside air temperature is 21, not 19. No slope, and the current wind headwind component is 12 knots. Wow. So we got these V numbers are close enough to what SimBrief spits out. I'm going to keep these. And it looks like fuel looks good, the takeoff is set, and the flight plan is set. So we are all set, guys. FMC is programmed for flight. Final cockpit preparation checklist. Fuel quantity checked and set. The fuel quantity is 42.5. FMC is checked and confirmed. Flap takeoff selector. Flaps 15. FCP airspeed is going to be set. So climb speed's 244, so 250 there. And for the heading after takeoff, it's going to be flight heading 296. And we'll keep 10,000 feet in the box for now. FCP setting altitude altimeters 30. Let's see here. 3001. And on the standby. Hey, auto brakes. Takeoff. IFR clearance. Okay, we got a PDC here, and it looks like we are cleared to Oakland via the Candle 5 departure, KX transition, then climb via SID. Expect flight level 350, 10 minutes after departure. Departure, we're going to be on 135.1, which does not sound correct. There is nobody there, so we'll probably switch over to Oakland Center, 132.2. I'll keep the radio off till we're ready to actually talk. Okay, transponder squawk code is going to be 3317. Takeoff taxi departure brief. Okay, so as discussed, we are departing out of Oakland, currently at the cargo ramp. So I'm expecting taxi down Sierra to Tango Uniform Whiskey and departing from Whiskey 1 full length. We're on the Candle 5 departure, and this one's a little bit much. There's a really low altitude restriction at Lee J. We have to cross it at or below 2,000 feet before we can continue climbing, because San Francisco airport traffic is right off to our south, and we need to deconflict with that. So after crossing Lee J, we can go ahead and climb up to 10,000 feet, but we have to cross port at or below 10,000 unless otherwise instructed, then as filed. Alright? So climb on heading 296 to 520 feet, then direct across Lee J at or below 2,000 feet, then on track 296 to Candle, then left turn direct across port at or below 10,000 feet, top altitude 10,000. Alright. Before start pushback checklist. Okay. Let's check out the webcam and see how the thing's looking over here. Alright, how we got here? Make some adjustments here. There we go. Throttles, stick. APU starting up, doors and windows. Let's close those up now. Alright, aux hydraulic pump 1 is coming on. And waiting on APU power. APU power is available. APU power is coming on. Stone power coming off. Parking brake set. Wheel chucks. Ground power unit removed. Beacon light is on. APU bleed is on. Engine ignition will go ignition A. And smart cars. Recently updated, so hopefully it's not going to give me any trouble today. Uh-oh. PS600. Yeah, this is, okay, maybe I need to put in my email address. I always have trouble making this thing work, man. Ah, why is this always such a pain? Man, okay. Let me work on this off screen here. I hate when I do this. It's telling me my password is incorrect. I don't think that's the case, though. Oh, good thing we're doing this now, checking this now, right? There we go. Right? Is this working? Alright. Oh, Smart Cars was being a little bit of a punk, but we got it working. Not connected to a simulator. Why is that? Ah, just kidding. Line on VATSIM. Okay, we're all set. And push and start clearance. Okay. I wonder why I'm hearing that there. Better pushback. Preferences. No? Ah, you're clear to connect. Alright, we'll go ahead and get the Oakland Center on the radio now.
Taxi, runway 28 if possible. Who's requesting? There's a Delta 902 here in San Francisco, ready to taxi with Austin. Preferably 28 left if possible. 902 CORSAIR, position. Yes, sir, we are at...
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
Adam,
but what?
I haven't
Are you,
used...
I don't have
haven't
anyone
used Smart
ready
Cars
for
updated,
taxi
so-
right now other than a Speedbird. Are you at the gate still? Yes, at gate 47, it looks like. Roger that, Charlie 9 there. Go ahead and
That'll
push
work.
him to Alpha as approved and call for it ready for taxi. Okay, push on the Alpha, we'll call you back 902. 902, you can expect runway 1 right for departure. JetBlue 278, radar services terminated, frequency change approved. Over the advice, JetBlue 278.
Oakland Center, good afternoon. UPS 315 Heavy, Oakland, ready for push and start onto taxiway Sierra with information November.
Southwest 5690, turn left heading.
Uh-oh. Did you not hear me?
Turn right heading 240.
Right 240, Skyos.
Number 283 Echo, Oakland.
Go 283 Echo 4500, climate six.
Number 283 Echo, Oakland Center, ident.
Ident, 283.
UPS 315, push and starts approved.
Push start approved, UPS 315 Heavy. Hi, crew. Let's go. Parking brake released.
November 460, Papa Alpha, United States.
Number 283 Echo, radar contact 5 miles southwest of Watsonville. Climb, maintain 6,000.
Why are we not pushing?
Skywest 5690, turn right heading 250. Join the runway 28 right, final perch course. Advise me of the airport site.
250, and we'll join to right approach, and we do have the field inside for Scouts 5690.
Why are we not pushing?
That's 5690, roger, clear visual approach, runway 28 right.
There we go.
We'll approach runway 28 right, Scouts 5690.
Okay,
Southwest 4348, radar contact, climb, maintain, follow 370.
let's start engines. Starting engine number 3. Button out, light on. Okay, rotation N2. Oil pressure's good. Fuel on. Fuel flow EGT.
American 05, so the center maintain, follow 200, and radar services terminated, frequency change approved, good day.
Okay, good start on engine number 3. Starting 1, button out, light on. Rotation N2.
Sleeper 284, taxi 2 and hold short spot 10, call me there for taxi.
Okay, 50% fuel on.
Right, clear to land.
Fuel flow, EGT.
Pacific 2089 Super. Pushback dial, left runway 28 right, San Francisco altimeter 3002.
3002 Pacific at 2089er Super, thank you, sir.
Hey, good start on engine number 1, starting 2.
Juliet,
Button out, light on.
runway 34 clear to land.
Rotation N2. Oil pressure's on the rise. 50%. Fuel on. Fuel flow. EGT. Parking brake set.
Papa Alpha, descend and maintain 7,000.
Button in, light out. Good start on engine number 2.
Aircraft on the climb to your call sign.
Okay, at the start checklist, engine wing anti is not required, APU bleed is off, APU is off, and ground signal, we'll check for that. Taxi checklist, flaps set for takeoff, flaps 15, spoiler handle
That is 58.
is armed,
He's landing on the right side. Runway 28 left, clear for takeoff.
stab trim, 5.7 aircraft nose up.
And at 58, roger, cross runway 28 left, runway 28 right, line of point.
Cross there, left there, right on, right here.
Stab trim set, take up data, let's check it one last time, 138, 153, 162, no change on that. Take up taxi departure brief, no change, radar. Good, transponder,
Southwest 47, 4347, descend and
test
maintain.
page, config.
Level 310.
310, 4347.
That is 58, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 1058.
284, runway 28 left,
signal's
taxi
good.
via Alpha Foxtrot, hold short, runway 1 left.
Call for taxi clearance so we can get a word in here.
Runway 3 left, taxi Alpha Volkswagen, hold short of 1, runway 1 left, there, takeoff.
Oakland Center, UPS 315 heavy rated for taxi, runway 30 Oakland.
GPS 315, runway 30, taxi via Tango, uniform whiskey.
30 via Tango Uniform Whiskey, UPS 315 heavy. Alright, crew, you heard the man.
Pacific 2089, runway,
Let's go.
Pacific 2089, super runway, correction, at Archie, cleared LS, runway 28 right approach.
Understand, cleared the approach 28 right at Archie. Pacific 2089.
Alright. Noticeable steering. Check left. Check right. Brakes checked.
Wonder if LA is going to get on and play.
They were on.
Dang.
Hey, noticeable steering is check left and right. Look at this guy. Come on, man. Sure.
Mini Air 945, descend via the Bodega 4 arrival.
Descend via the Bodega 4, Mini Air 945.
Mini Air 945. I know that guy. I think I know that guy. Mini Air. Oh.
Alaska 1081, clear direct Kingdom.
Clear direct Kingdom, Alaska 1081.
Yep, I know that guy. He's on my Discord. Mini Air 945.
Alaska 1150, radar services terminated, frequency change approved.
Appreciate for you, and see you later on. Have a good night.
Take care.
We need to do a flight controls check here pretty quick. So they already got the rudder left to green. Let's get the rudder right, 2 green. Ailerons left, 3 green. Ailerons right, 3 green. Elevator up, 2 green. Elevator down, 2 green. Flight
Out of
controls
58,
check.
radar contact, climb and maintain 10,000.
After 10,000, out of 58.
Coming right.
Last Center Delta 902 here in San Francisco, ready taxi with November.
Delta 902, runway 1 right, taxi via Alpha Alpha 1.
Alright. Text checklist complete.
1 right, yeah, Alpha Alpha 1, 902.
Hey, we're on Whiskey We're on uniform, making a left
That's
turn on the whiskey.
4348. Radar services. Terminated frequency change approved. Good day.
So right
Contact
now,
Vasher, have a good
I'm
one.
using my rudder pedals. Because I don't have another controller for the tiller. I wish I did. Because I like to have those separate whenever possible. Because rudder pedal steering is much less than tiller steering. And I like it for making very slight corrections. But right now I'm just using the rudder pedals. So you can kind of see them down there. See? But I've also tuned the nose wheel steering on this MD-11 to be a little smoother than the stock one, so that's why the turns seem kind of nice and coordinated, right? All right, status page. This is before takeoff checklist. Set to engine, EAG is checked, green box, nav and profile armed, auto flight is armed, exterior lights, radar. Nope, I want system 1.
Trooper 284 heavy, cross runway 1 left, cross runway 1 right at Foxtrot, TV Foxtrot, 28 left.
Cross runway 1 left and 1 right at Foxtrot.
Okay, we're gonna hold short here.
Foxtrot, 3, left, 3,
Wait for takeoff clearance. Oakland Center, UPS 315 heavy, holding short 30, ready for departure.
Level 194 Oakland Center, climb maintain, level 370. UPS 315, runway 30, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff 30, UPS 315 heavy. Alright, crew, clear for takeoff.
United 58, climb maintain, level 190.
Up to 190, United 58.
Alright, TCAS is clear, arrival end is
United
clear,
34, we can expect
departure end is
ILS,
clear.
runway 2 at left approach, San Francisco altimeter 3002.
3202 Spanish, 2 at left, United 34.
Okay, runway heading is 296. Wind 270 at 12. Okay. We'll do a static takeoff here. On the brakes. Alright, crew, clip takeoff. Power's coming up. Okay, stabilize, set takeoff thrust. Thrust set.
58, climb maintain, level 310.
009 58.
Airspeed's live.
Class 65, radar
80
services,
knots.
terminated frequency change approved, good day.
Takeoff clamp. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up.
Unit 2167 Eclipse Center. Roger.
To 284, we're fully ready, 28 left.
UPS 315, radar contact, climb maintain, level 190.
And climb maintain 190 UPS 315 heavy. Alright, crew. We're cleared to climb.
Scott 5690 is vacated, left runway 2.
Let's do this.
Right
Let's
at
take
Quebec.
out that. And we keep it climbing up.
Yeah, taxi parking via Bravo.
Type parking via Bravo, Scott 5690 Dixie.
That was 201's aircraft that are running text ramp via Bravo. I think there was a guy at San Francisco calling.
Alright, hold on.
Skywas 5690, hold short runway 2 at left for departing traffic.
We'll hold short to the left for departure for Scott.
Speedbird 284, runway 28 left, cleared for takeoff. Traffic holds downfield.
Clear for takeoff, 28 left, 284.
Center Delta 902, ready to go runway 1 right. Pacific 2089, maintain 210 knots until a 10 mile final, then 180 knots until 5.
Stand 210 knots until
Well,
Southwest 4347, radar services, terminator frequency change approved.
over to the dark
There we
side.
go.
Zip.
United 2167, turn left heading 230, vectors for traffic. Descend and maintain, flight level 320.
Alright, got a 32 and head left heading 230 back to traffic, United 2167.
right. Picture for 172. We're in a little bit of soup
Center
here.
Delta 902, ready to go runway 1 right. Delta 902, runway 1 right, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff from 1 right, 902. United 34, heavy descend and maintain 6,000, correction, reduce speed at 210, then descend and maintain 6,000.
Okay, there's a climb thrust or acceleration
5690,
altitude.
cross runway
Speed
28
checks,
left at
left
Quebec,
track.
taxi via Alpha to Foxtrot 6.
Concentrate left at Quebec and taxi Alpha Foxtrot 6, gas 5690.
At 58, climb and tape level 310. After 310, yeah, 58. Alaska 1081, radar services, terminated frequency change approved, good day. Frequency change approved, Alaska 1081, good day.
Speed check, slots for
Number
track.
463 Pop Alpha, descend and maintain 4,000, say your approach request.
Down 4,000, if we could go visual at G0, that'd be awesome. Do Pop Alpha.
Alright, we're cleared up to
Bennett
190.
2167 for traffic, flighting 330 now.
Heading 330 now, United 2167.
Stabilizer motion.
Good afternoon, Honda Jet 52, Mike on the ground at Truckee, Tahoe, West I-4 clearance to San Diego.
Okay, I'm gonna put the autopilot on for a
Number
second. I want to
52,
delete this
Leo Mike,
crossing
clearance
restriction here. So we can go ahead and delete that.
Number 52 Leo Mike, cleared from Truckee to San Diego Airport, Mogul 2 departure, or correction, Palisades transition asphalt. Climb via SID, squawk 3630.
Okay, cleared San Diego via Mogul 2, Palisades transmission, then is filed, climb via SID 3630, squawk Honda Jet 52.
United 2167.
Yeah, hey, I was just talking about you. I heard your call sign, that mini, or you're the only guy I know that uses that. Sierra.
Heading 310 should be good now.
Okay, 310 now, United 2167.
November 463 Pop Alpha, see your approach
Has a
request.
takeoff checklist, landing gear up, lights out,
visual on
Spoiler handle.
Number 3
Disarm.
Pop Alpha, Roger,
Auto
airport
brakes.
11 o'clock in correction.
off,
Yeah, airport 11 o'clock in,
flaps and slats,
in
upper
8
track,
miles port site.
left takeoff selector, flaps 15, EAD, check no
Number 3 Pop
alerts.
Alpha, cleared visual approach runway.
Exterior lights.
Correction, clear visual approach to Sacramento Executive Radar correction. Report cancellation of IFR, missed approaches frequency change approved.
Okay, accelerating for final climb speed 241.
Cancel on the ground and TFC copy.
Stabilizer.
And we have 2167, we have the traffic off our left site.
At
Near.
2167, Roger, no longer a factor. Cleared direct. Winners, descend via the Winners 1 arrival.
Alright, direct clearance, descend via United 2167, thanks.
Delta 7 heavy with you, climbing.
Jeff, you want me to fly Ontario to Louisville?
330 for 3.
That's kind of a long flight, man. I think that might be a little boring for everybody. I could do it, but that's about 3.5, 4 hour flight.
Center Delta 902 climbing. And United 267, if you haven't gone there already, clear direct Waddle instead, if you can. If you can't, Winners is fine.
Alright, we can do Waddle, United 2167.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Oakland, hello, GIGABYTE 551, flow 380.
TWA 551, Oakland Center, roger.
Yeah, there's 341 knots.
Center, Delta 902, United 34, turn left heading 350.
Oh yeah, Adam. I've shown my logbook on here before. You should take a look at it.
315, radar contact, climb, maintain, flight level 350 now.
Hey, climb and take level 350. You pitched 315 Heavy.
Delta 902, radar contact,
crew,
climb,
you heard me,
maintain,
man.
flight level 190.
Yeah, check out my logbook. It's on DV8. You'll see all my MD-11 exploits from 2006 and on.
Delta.
I was flying MD-11s for a lot of you guys were born.
Oakland Center, roger.
Or were babies, something.
Pacific 289 Super, runway 28 left, clear to land. Or sorry, 28 right, clear to land.
28 right, clear to land, Pacific 2089 Super.
Speedbird 284, climb, maintain, level 190, clear direct deadhead.
Come to 5100, direct deadhead to 284.
Alright, crew, coming up on. Oh, there it is. Transition out to
490 radar services, terminated frequency change approved. CPS 947 radar services, terminated frequency change approved.
Alright, we'll push 2289.7, cheers.
Yeah, my number is 2728, DV8 2728. You'll see me in there. Look under my name, Shane.
284, climb, maintain, level 310.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot. I haven't flown for Delta VA for a long time. I moved over to cargo some years ago.
TWA 521, you will
230 or 350.
Which one was it?
The Scola 1 arrival.
Yeah, affirm.
TWA 581, roger. Clinic Scola, descend via the Scola 1 arrival, Reno altimeter 3006.
Alright, 6 on the meter, direct Scola, now descend via the arrival, TWA 591.
United 2167, descend via the Winners 1 arrival, Reno altimeter 3006.
Yep, we got descent via in 3006, United 2167, thanks. We got the information, Foxtrot Reno.
Roger.
Oakland Center, November 52 land Mike, ready for taxi, trucking with the weather.
Yeah, thanks, Sierra. I had a really good time. And I can give you guys a very quick trip report. So on the way out, I flew nonstop to London Heathrow from LAX on United, and it was a great flight. No complaints, great service, on time. I really like United. They've yet to leave me hanging. Good in-flight meal, and my kids are really picky eaters, so they didn't eat there, so I got like double, triple dinner, and it was really good. I forget what it was, but I liked it. Heathrow was great. Now coming back, because this time of year it's hard to get direct flights that aren't cost prohibitive, I flew back Air Canada from London Heathrow with the layover in Montreal. So that initial leg was on a 787, and from Heathrow to Montreal was good. It was on time. The airplane was clean and modern. The food was fantastic. I had some sort of like lemon herb chicken with this orzo pasta and a tomato reduction, and oh, it was really good. So the Air Canada International flight was really good. Montreal effing sucks. I hate that airport. Not impressed one bit. The way they handle international passengers really, really sucks. There's not enough room for you. They channel you into these small little corridors. I had to show my passport and boarding pass like 5 times. I hated that. So Montreal Airport, big thumbs down. And on top of that, the flight from Montreal to LAX was
November 463
an Airbus A330-300, and this thing was clap the F out, right? I don't know how old that plane was, but it felt like it was 20 years old. The in-flight entertainment system looked like it was from 2005. Didn't work very well. The plane was, the seats were very uncomfortable. We left 45 minutes late because the pilot decided he wanted to add more fuel. I don't know why it took so long to add more fuel. So we left 45 minutes late on a clapped out plane. The food options were not good on the plane. And I didn't really have a chance to get food from the airport because of the way... Oh my God, these people are talking so much. The way they channelize the international people, it was really hard to get food, and the food on the plane options were not good. So I would say my domestic Air Canada experience was not good. Okay. And because we were late leaving Montreal, we got to LAX and there was no parking at the gates for our plane. So we had to go out to this remote parking stand way out at the end of the airport. And then the jetway that was supposed to connect to the plane, thousands ago, broke down. So we got stuck on the plane 45 minutes.
Alpha 6 and Alpha 9.
45 minutes to get us off the plane. Then we had to be bused to the terminal. So,
yeah, that's good.
Not impressed by Air Canada's domestic product, but international, it was very, very good.
Pacific 289 Super, roger, taxi via Quebec 1 Alpha to Golf 14.
Quebec.
Altitude capture coming up.
Golf 14.
Oakland, good day, November 510 Charlie, Mike, head over 370 inbound hard. Number 510 Charlie, I'm closing. You can monitor your com, good day. Okay, we'll talk about Mini Air 945 radar services terminated, frequency change approved.
Frequency change for Mini 945.
Delta 7 radar services terminated, frequency change approved. United 2167 at Winters Clear Alice, runway Chris Clear Alice.
Yeah, so again, domestic Air Canada, not impressed. International, very impressed. United, I'm always impressed. So next time I'll just spend the extra money and stay on United nonstop, because that was a pain in the butt. I was traveling for about 20 hours yesterday to get back from London all said and done, and that was a long day. And then I had to drive 2 hours from the airport back home, on top of all that. So I didn't get home until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Frequency change is approved today.
290 Alpha, free change approved. See you next time.
Yeah, I like Heathrow. I like Heathrow.
United 34 turn right.
Getting through security at Heathrow took minutes. So no complaints with Heathrow at all.
United 315 radar services terminated, frequency change approved.
Yeah, Unicom, UPS 315.
Terminated, frequency change approved.
Our crew we're on our own. That's fine. That was getting a little bit ingested on the channel. So we're up here cruising. My autopilot really seems to be struggling maintaining altitude today. That is not normal. I wonder if that has something to do with this release candidate. So here's what I'm going to do.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
I'm going to see if we can get us up the altitude ourselves. I am using the latest release candidate for X-Plane. I'm wondering if this has something to do with that. I think it is. Okay, autopilot engaged. I just saw the altitude hop up there again. I'm wondering if we're going back to those issues from a while ago where the density altitudes or whatever were messing with the cruising altitude. So it sure looks like it to me. This thing does not want to maintain 350. Yeah, I use Terminal 2 going in and out of there. So Adam, I had to go through a lot of, a lot of custom, we did all the custom stuff there in Montreal, which was nice because I had a 3-hour layover, but it didn't, you know, it went quick. We went to U.S. Border Patrol customs inspections in Montreal, so when we got to LA, I was done. I did not go through customs again at LA, which made it easier getting out of the airport. So we did all of the passport checks and the customs declaration stuff in Montreal for the return flight to LA. So that was kind of cool that that got done that way. Because I really wanted to just be done when I got to LA and not have to go through that crap, so we did it in Montreal. Okay, 132 miles to top of descent. In about 5 minutes, we'll start doing our descent planning. A 4-hour flight is what the channel needs right now. I don't know if it does. Jeff, I don't know if it does, and I don't know if I need that right now. That's a long time for me to be sitting here trying to keep people entertained. Yeah, but there's not much to simulate, Jeff, when you're just cruising for 4 hours at altitude. Yeah, Adam, you found it, huh? So now you know. So now you know when I'm talking all this big game about MD-11s that it's legit. I'm not just making things up. I've been doing this a long, long time, and you got the proof right there. I don't fly into SFO enough to know the approach as well. I've gone into San Francisco maybe 10 times in my entire flying career, so I just fly whatever approach there is. I don't even think about it. Now, I'll tell you the approach that I know quite better than anything is the Ziggy 8 arrival into Ontario and the ILS 26 left or right approach into Ontario, because not only was that my old hub that I was assigned to in UPS, but my real world airport is Ontario International Airport in California. So I know the airport well. Jeff, I was kind of thinking about switching into the 737 for the next leg, just because I love it so much. I'm enjoying that plane so much right now. So let's, if you guys want to stick around for one more short flight, hour and a half maximum, we'll land this thing, park it, and then we'll go into the flight schedule and see what looks good. I'm only flying this MD-11 today because it was kind of left at Oakland, and it's good practice to bring these planes back to larger hubs, and Ontario is one of our big hubs in the V8. Is that Tulsa? TUS? Aircraft on TCAS. This shouldn't be a factor, but they are co-altitude with us and appear to be closing. Let's see if we can figure out who that is. Oh, never mind. No, it's a Delta Airlines A321. Same altitude, but moving in southwest, and we're heading southeast, so there'll be no factor there. They're going to LAX, which is where I was at last night. Alright, let's go ahead and do our descent and approach checklist here. We'll go over the landing data. Okay, landing weight's going to be approximately 443.9. We got a 10,000 foot runway at Ontario, 161 on the approach, flaps 35. Auto brakes minimum is all we need for that. We will use maximum reverse thrust, but minimum auto brakes. That's perfectly good. We'll take a look at the charts now. So landing on Ontario, we will take 26 left, and we'll shoot for Sierra 8, but I don't think I'll make that. Let's actually plan for Foxtrot. Nice long rollout here. If it works out that we can take Sierra 8, we'll take it. If Foxtrot works too, make a left turn on Sierra, take Sierra all the way back to the UPS ramp over here. We are on the Ziggy 8 RNAV arrival. So, a couple crossing restrictions. We're going to cross Flavor at 14,000, 250 knots, managing at 250. And then we will, because a lot of times when you have ATC on, they keep you high, excessively high over the San Bernardino Mountains here. You got to dive with with your speed brakes all the way out. Try to get down to the initial approach fixed altitude here. But since we don't have any ATC on, I can be a little more aggressive with our descent profile and not wait to be told to descend. So as soon as we clear 25 miles from Paradise, which that would be our M, we'll talk about it, never mind. So let's take a look at the approach we're going to shoot. It's going to be the ILS 26 left. ILS 26 left. There you go. So as I'm saying, we got to clear these mountains pretty quick here, right? So the MSA from Paradise VOR is 11.3 until you get to about inbound heading of 200. So after that, we can get down to 8,900. So 8,900, once we're 25 miles from Paradise, we can start descending below that. We're going to pick up the initial approach fix at Taco, which is 4,300 feet. Right, and then when we get to Yukok, we need to be down to 3,400 feet, and in Munns is where we're going to pick up the 3-degree glide slope all the way down to the runway threshold, which is at 932 feet. Inbound approach course is 258. The minimums for ILS is 1,126 baro. In the event of a missed approach, we're going to climb to 2,800, then climbing left turn to 5,400, direct to Paradise VR and hold. Climb, continue climb and hold 5,400 feet. 120.6 is going to be our CTAP frequency. Alright, so I want to put in Paradise VR and NavRad manually, because I'm going to kind of use it to gauge when I can descend. So let's go to NavRad, and we'll put in 112.2 onto VOR2. Okay, Paradise is there. Decision height is going to be 1,126 baro. Okay, that's set. I'm going to go ahead and put 8,900 feet in here just to make sure we don't get too close to those mountains coming down. Okay, MDA and the decision height altitude is set. So we are ready for descent. We're all set, guys. Oh, Tucson. Okay. I don't know if there's a flight that I can fly to Tucson than a plane that I have. Maybe the 757, but I'm not in the mood for that today. Alright. So you can see our track is quite a bit to the right of our course here because we have a very strong crosswind here from the right, almost 90 degrees off. So we're having to fly for a track of 132. We're flying 142 to maintain course with that wind off the right. things change on Vanson. When I started this a while ago, this whole western coast thing was lit up top to bottom with ATC, and now they're all gone. Go figure, right? And watch, as soon as I land at Ontario, SoCal Approach will come on, LA Center will come on, and I'll have just missed it. That's the story of my life. See opportunities down here for some 737 operations. We'll look at this stuff. Okay, weather update on Ontario. ATIS information hotel. Ooh, okay, wind 2408, gusting 14. So we have a little bit of a gust. We might add a couple knots to our approach speed here. Two 9089 on the altimeter. We'll see, Jeff. Okay. Head down. Alright, do flight level 290, descending 14, across Flavor at 14,000. Add drag. Speed brakes extend. Alright, retract. Just a little touch of speed brakes to help us out. Okay, more or less on speed, definitely on profile here. I did notice a slight gust. I'm going to add a couple knots to our approach speed or as a gust additive. Let's do 163. That should be good. Okay, do 19.5, transition altitude's coming up, 29er, 89er. Okay, so off to our right, crew. Speed brakes, transition altitude, altimeter 29er, 89er. Okay, speed brakes are track. 29er, 89er, transition altitude set. Sorry, I'm texting my new French girlfriend. 29er, 89er. Which 747? You talking about the 8 or the 4? If you're talking about the SSG 748, I think it flies really nice. I love the way that thing flies. Alright, crew. Coming up on Flavor 14,000. We'll cross it there, and speed 250 knots. Alright, decelerating. We should be at 250 knots, but I don't think, there's no ATC here that's going to mine either way, so. Oh, I keep forgetting you don't fly X-Plane all the time. You still got that P3D or dinosaur sim. P3D dinosaur sim. Alright, put a little speed brake out here to slow us down some more. Alright, so off to the right is the San Gabriel Mountains. Ontario Airport's over there. You can kind of see it in the distance. Right there. And then straight ahead is the... Alright, speed brakes to track. Out ahead is the San Bernardino Mountains. We're currently 26 miles up from Pettus. We cannot go below 8,900 feet. So we can maintain adequate clearance from these mountains straight ahead. And where I live is out this way. I live over here somewhere. Alright, exterior lights. Approach checklist complete. Alright, speed brakes. Alright, there is 25 miles. We can go ahead and start descending. Let's get us down to 4,300. No. Menifee, California. It's in between, I don't know if you're familiar with California, but it's kind of in between LA and San Diego. It's the Temecula, Riverside area. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do vertical speed here because I want to get down fast enough. I'm not happy with speed brakes. So this is the dive into Ontario that we're always trying to do. Go ahead and turn in the Ontario
Stabilizer motion.
Ontario ATIS here. Increase to 2,000 feet a minute. We are a little bit high here.
Stabilizer motion.
I mean, I did a little bit of drag. Let's slats extend. Let's keep it coming down. New altitude 3,400. Approach. Okay, airport in sight. Still high. I think we're gonna make it now, though. Localizer capture, and we are above the glide slope, but I'm descending to catch it now. Alright, glide slope capture, speed brakes in track, flaps 15, and speed brakes armed. Ontario traffic, UPS 315 heavy on the ILS 26 left approach. Ontario. Okay. Let's go gear down.
Stabilizer motion.
Yeah, we are way fast. Way fast. Flaps 28. Okay, missed approach altitude 5,400 set. Missed approach heading 258. Flaps 35. Nope. Hold off on that.
Stabilizer motion.
Flaps 35. Before landing checklist, landing gear down, 4 green. Spoilers arm, auto brakes, minimum. Flaps and slats, flaps 35. Altimeter's cross check, 29er, 89er. EAD, check green box, landing clearance, good land. Ontario traffic, UPS 315 on final, 26 left. Alright crew, I'm taking it.
Autopilot. Autopilot.
Auto throttle. A little bit of gusts. Very gusty, little, not very gusty, but I'm feeling
1,000.
stabilized.
Approaching minimum 300. Minimum 200.
Continue.
One hundred. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Manual braking. A little floaty there. Ontario traffic UPS 315 heavy cleared. 26 left taxi to UPS for Amphitheater Sierra. Ontario. Not my best. I've flown MD-11 in a few weeks. After land checklist, spoiler handle. Up, retract disarmed. Flaps. Up, retract. Auto brakes. Off. Radar. Off. Landing light, taxi light, strobes, turn right, turn off. Off. APU. Coming on. Zap trim. Working that down. Too much. Hey, Samantha Fox, welcome aboard. HD Sim just landed in Ontario. Welcome aboard. Alright, let's see what did Smart Car say that was? 126 feet per minute. I'll take that. Little floaty. Ate up a little bit of runway here. But we did make our turn off that we did say, right? Foxtrot, so. Alright crew, so we just got this MD-11 relocated to Ontario, so I really want to fly a 737 next, because it's been a while for that as well. So let me know what you think. Will you stick around for one short duration 737 flight? We have options from the 737-700 out of Seattle, maybe something in Alaska, or we can go over to Cincinnati, because there's always a Primair -800 available for us there. But yeah, we're gonna park this thing first, and then we'll go check on the whatchamacallit, our UPS Virtual Air Cargo website and see what we got that looks good, makes sense. And we will agree together what you want to watch. Alright, on the brakes, get a little fast again. Right turn coming up here. So remember, when you're taxiing an MD-11, your nose wheel is way behind the cockpit, so you have to make your turns wider than what you think they should be. Right? See that? If you turn right when you get to where the cockpit is lined up with the taxi line, you're gonna undershoot every time. Your nose wheel's 20 feet behind you. Something in the Juno. We'll see if we got something up there. Okay, now here's what I'm saying about overshooting turns, right? Watch this turn coming up, all right? So I'm looking out the right window here, and there's our taxi line, and you would, it's instinctive as most of us to turn right when you get to the taxi line, right? But watch this. We're actually gonna go past it because our nose wheel's behind us. Now we're gonna turn. And watch how we come out on this turn. Look at that, see? So when you're flying MD-11 and you're taxiing, overshoot that center line before you make your turn. Look at that, come on. Come on, guys. I've been doing this a long time. Oh, dude, it was great, man. You missed my trip report. I was talking about how much I loved United and how much I disliked Air Canada's domestic product. It was not a great experience from Montreal to LAX last night, but from London Heathrow to Montreal was really good. So a big difference between their domestic and international products here. All right, marshallers in sight. And we're going to overshoot that taxi line and make a turn in. Here we go. Parking brake set. Oh man. Yes, sir. Look at that. Okay, parking checklist, transponder. Standby. Fuel switches off. Windshield anti-ice is off, defog off. Oh god, that's loud. Woo! I don't like that sound. IRS's. Beacon light off. Wheel chocks, ground power unit. Okay, parking brake released. External power is on, APU power is off, and the APU is off. There you go, guys. Another successful MD-11 flight. Alright, I'm going to step away for about 1 minute and I'll be right back. And then when I get back, we'll take a look and see what kind of 737 flights we've got that make sense, that everybody wants to see, but don't take too long. And yeah, be right back.
Ontario traffic, southwest 3807, established ILS 26 right, and 10 miles out.
Man, what did I do? I think I threw my headset on the keyboard and brought up a bunch of stuff. Sorry if you were looking at a calculator this whole time. Okay, so we got this thing landed. So let's see what we got for options here. Hopefully I didn't lose everybody here with that. Let me see what I see here. Secret of getting good landings in the damn MD-11. Okay, so HD Sim, let me talk you through it. So, you need to stay in the power on the MD-11 quite a ways. So, as I'm coming in, I hear 100, still on the power, still maintaining the glide path. When I hear 50, 40, 30, I still have the power in. Oh, better than my email showing, yeah. Sorry. Oops. Hopefully you didn't see too much. I'm still in the power at 30 feet. So, conventional wisdom for certain aircraft is to start going to idle around 50. You can't do that in the MD-11 because its flaps are not the most efficient things ever. They're like gigantic boards just hanging out. So they create a lot of drag. So if you go and start going to idle anywhere above 30 feet, you're going to start sinking really hard. So stay in the power. So I'm hearing 50, 40. At 40, I'm starting to gently pull back on the yoke, right? 40, 30, I'm really getting into it. And by 30 feet, I've kind of got the pitch attitude established, right? And then when I hear 20 is when I'm going to go to... So I'm about here, right?
Stabilizer.
When I hear 20 is when I'm going to go to idle. Okay, that's at flaps 35. If I'm at flaps 50, I don't go to idle until I'm about 10 feet. When I hear 10, when it flaps 50 is when I'm going to go to idle. Because flaps 50 creates even more drag than flaps 35, alright? So my guess is that you're pulling the power too soon and too quickly. And when I say pull the power, I'm talking like this, slowly. Okay, I'm not like, it's not like this, where you're yanking it down, right? You're gently easing off the power in the MD-11 to establish that flare, okay? So that's how I do it. And I typically have good landings, but I still have bad ones too, so don't take my word for it. I'm not above it. I've had some crappy landings in MD-11s even recently. This just sometimes just does not work. Doesn't go right. You get your timing wrong. The wind shifts. You don't have the flare attitude, the pitch attitude set right, and you're gonna crash into the ground. I don't do that a lot, but I'm not above it. So if you have one stinker out of 10, consider yourself doing just fine. That's about what I average. I get about 9 good landings and 1 really, really bad one. And as long as you don't bend the struts or snap a wing off, you know, you'll be all right. All right, let me queue up the UPS Virtual Air Cargo website and see what we've got. So we have -7 or -8 we can fly. Okay, so we're gonna go to the aircraft hangar. And if you have any more questions about MD-11 stuff, I hope I explained that well. I feel like most people who have landing issues in the MD-11 are just because they're pulling the power too quick. You really got to stay in it longer than what you think you should. All right, so let's take a look at the 737-700s because those are always. I love Alaska air cargo flying. Alright, so we got something at Boise. Ugh, no. Seattle. ADAC. Ooh. ADAC. This plane needs to get brought... You know what? How about this? We got something at Accutan and something at ADAC. These need to get brought back to... This thing's been sitting there for 2 months. AKT. Oh. AKT. Maybe that's not ADAC. Or Akutan. What is that? Oh, Ketchikan. Oh, no, we're doing this, guys. We're going to fly from Ketchikan back to Seattle. 1 hour and 30 minutes. That's awesome. Not ADAC. Let's do this one. Ketchikan to Seattle. That would be perfect. I'm stupid. It says Ketchikan right here. All right. I'm doing this. ADAC's too far out there, man. I don't want to fly to ADAC or out of ADAC. It'll be like a 3-hour flight. It's way down the Aleutian. So we're going to go from Ketchikan to Seattle. This is beautiful. And if I remember correctly, we may have some ATC up there in Vancouver. Yes, we do. Ooh. Yeah, I'm liking this. Look at... Oh, it's in there. Yeah, let's do it, guys. Ketchikan, Seattle. I like it. So, we'll go back here to...
Ontario traffic status 3807, taxi by November to gate 407.
I didn't know we hired English pilots for Southwest. All right, we'll take this, and we're going to go to PAKT, Ketchikan. Uh-oh. I need to get into one of those. All right, we'll try that. Let's see what we get. This will be fun. This will be our last flight for the stream, I think. But I've never ever I've never flown out of that place before. Okay. Well, while we're doing that, let's start planning our flight. Sim brief. New flight, Alaska 7012. So ASA 7012 from PAKT to Seattle in the 737-700 freighter. Wow, that's a heck of a route. Yeah, I like that better. Ooh, this would be a very pretty scenic flight along the coast of British Columbia. And then the aircraft tail number is 627AL. 628. Is it 628? 628AL. 628. And generate flight. All right, welcome to Ketchikan. Oof, no, I don't like that. Okay, let's see if we can, is there a way to, like, slew the aircraft or something? What's the button to slew the aircraft? Does anybody remember what it is? Because I need to get over here. Like, flight configuration. It won't let me click on this. Let's try this. There is a way to move it around in map mode. I just don't know what it is. Yeesh, shoot. Yeah, that'll work. That's close enough. All right, crew. Let me get my bearings here. All right. And then we will connect ASA 7012 B737. Connect. I will get a new flight plan filed here. Let's go VATSIM. I'm going to file this flight plan right here. Let's go streaming on YouTube so we can bring in some more people. File that. Nice. Alright, electronic flight bag is on. Let's see. Ground services. Ground power connect. Landing gear lever verified down. Battery power on. Ground power on. Cockpit lighting adjust. Lights test. Okay. And we're going to go to bright. Mach airspeed. Okay, and then we'll come back and check the stall warning later because they take about 4 minutes to warm up. Okay, IRS switches. The nav. Window heat. Probe heat. Emergency lights. Seatbelt signs. Position lights are on. Logo lights are on. Chip whiz system test.
Lights slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain.
Fire
Terrain.
test.
Pull up. Obstacle. Obstacle. Pull
Cargo
up.
fire.
Airspeed low.
Okay, EFIS panel. Takeoff warning. Oh, I think I need to get one of these throttle levers so I don't confuse myself. There we go. Okay, and the thrust reversers, they work. Weight and balance. Alright. My favorite part of loading these things up since they're not dedicated freighters, right? So, let's take a look at our new flight plan. Let's go here to unload, import from SimBrief. Ketchikan to Seattle. And we do have some sort of ATC on here. Well, we did anyway. Guess we don't now. Okay. Flight plan. Fuel on board, 13,000 pounds. Cost index 5. That's pretty slow. Cargo weight, 23.8. And cruising altitude 390. Alright, very good. Let's start with the fuel. We'll get the fuel truck going. And payload. What can we do? We need 23.8. Let's go 24, 30, 5. Cool, I like that. That's good. And in the adding fuel here, we'll add CG aft. All right, so let me just confirm that our CG is moving aft with the fuel load coming on, because this is a really nice CG range here. There it is. Perfect. Weight and balance is set. And let's do our FMC setups here. Position initialization. We are at PAKN. Oh, maybe if I spell it right. KN. Going to K Seattle. Flight number Alaska 7012. And let's do routing. We got ANN to YJQ. YJQ. Directed Vixor. VIXOR. Nice. And then we'll go ahead and do departure. Our runway is going to be runway 12. And no SIDS, huh? Interesting. I think our nav database isn't quite keeping up with this place here. Because I have a SID. Wow, it sure is pretty though, isn't it? Well, I don't think we really need a SID. We'll make it work without it. Okay, forget the SID. And then we'll go back for the arrival. At Seattle, we're looking at 16 right, ILS 16 right. And let's take a look at the arrival into Seattle, just to make sure we get these correct. ILS 16 right at Griffey would be good. Let's add that to the route. Ties right in. So we'll go over to Griffey. And then we're going to go to legs and check it out. You know what? I don't think I did this right. Arrival. We got to put in this. The Mariner 8. With the Vixor transition. Alright, now let's try this again. That's why we check this plan, guys. See? That's way better. And we're going to delete this intersection here. There we go. Cool. So we can go ahead and activate. Let's go to performance initialization. Cruise altitude is 390. The let's see here. The cruise winds are going to be 330 at 42 with the 40 knot tailwind. Good. 330 at 42. And the ISA offset is +1, so it's going to be minus 56 Celsius. Good. Execute. And one limit. Let's go ahead and run that over by SimBrief real quick. Takeoff weight's going to be 121. Flaps 5. Calculate. Okay, DO2 54. So DO2, TO2, 54. That's quite the D rate. Cycle IRS off and nav. What? Cycle IRS off, then to nav. Why? That's odd. Into IRS heading. What? Into IRS heading? Oh man, what did I do? I think it seems to be struggling to align. Hopefully we can fly this, guys. I don't know. I wonder if there's a fast alignment option here. That's too short. See if we can get this to line up. Well, I hope it aligns, so else we're wasting our time here. Let's go ahead and press on for now. The FMC is checked and set. I've never seen this do this before, so that's a little annoying. I wonder if it has to do with us being up here in Alaska and it just doesn't like it. Anybody ever seen that before on the Zebo or the Level Up? Where you have to do the bad lat launch. Okay, well, why is it bad? I grabbed it right off of here, right? I copy and pasted it into here, so it should have been good. It's not aligning. See, look at that. What does that even mean when it blinks? Okay, well, how do I, that doesn't help me, Jeff. How do I fix that? When it's blinking, I don't know what to do with that. I got it from the GPS. Okay, where's the GPS lat launch to that? Right here? Okay, very well. I see what you're saying. Gotcha. Okay, so this is bad for the PAKN, right? What you're telling me? Oh my god. I know why. Guys, this is not the right airport. We're at PAKT. Oh my god. Okay. It's not the right airport. Oh, I'm fired, dude. Oh, man. Oh, jeez. Okay, that would explain a lot. Hey, I was just testing the system and it works great. Alright, everything is perfect. Oh, man, I'm embarrassed. Okay, let's try this again, huh? No wonder it wouldn't align. Alright, off. Nav. Enter IRS position. Okay, alright. PAKT. Alright, I think we're good now, guys. Well, I'm genuinely embarrassed by that. I got the wrong airport in there. And no wonder it wouldn't line up. And you know what? I should have asked the question because like there was no SID in there for that. YJQ. Vixor. I should have read the warning signs there, right? Confirmation bias. Departure. There it is. Look at. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I'm embarrassed now, but thanks for helping me work that out, guys. This is why I need you here. Oh, that's way better. It's almost like that's the right thing, right? Much better. Let's make sure performance information is still good. Yep, we gotta put that back in. Minus 56 Celsius. Oh, wow. It's saying that we're going to get into our reserve fuel. I don't know if I agree with that. No, I think we're still okay. Cool. All right. N1 limit is set. Takeoff is flaps 5. CG 23.1. These numbers look fine. We're going to go with these. All right, we're set, guys. Sorry about that. But, hey, the system worked as intended and kept us from completely screwing this up and getting lost here. Final cockpit preparation checklist. Fuel quantity is checked and set. 13,000. Flight altitude is going to be 39 plus 1. FMC is checked. Flight directors and autothrottle are armed. MCP airspeed set for V2, which is 128. MCP heading, we're going to grab that off of the chart. CRM, right? PAKT. I think it's the first time I've ever actually done that, where I screwed that up that bad. Ketchikan 6. Runway heading is 116. Altitude 39,000 feet. Set. Altimeters. All right, weather check. 120. Okay, wind right down the runway. Altimeter 3002. Auto brakes. RTO. Radios. Let me get the CTAF frequency for Ketchikan, if there's even one. Okay. CTAF EAKT 123.6. Okay. And that's tuned in. Nav set TCAS. The squawk code 4056. All right, taxi takeoff departure brief. Okay, crew, we are currently at Ketchikan, heading down to Seattle. Let's take a look at the airport. We are currently here at the terminal. We're gonna push start onto taxiway Alpha. Tail facing to the southeast. Taxi down Bravo, and do a full-length static takeoff here. Winds are favorable and good. We're on a Ketchikan 6 RNAV departure. Instructions are standard with a minimum climb on heading 116 to 2,000 feet, then climbing right turn to 5,000, heading 190 to intercept the ANN radial 327 to ANN VOR before proceeding on course. Oh, that could be fun. Let's do this then. Let's do some radial flying here. 117.1 on the nav. So 11710. And then the radial was 327. You know what? I think we're gonna fly VOR localizer. That might be fun. Do the old school way, right? Cool. I like it. Hey, before start pushback checklist, lower MFD is on engine. APU. Starting now. Doors and windows are closed. Cockpit windows will remain open because I love them open and get some air in here. Yaw dampers on. Electrical hydraulic pumps on. Fuel pumps on. Parking brake is already set. Wait on AP generator to come online. Oh yeah, definitely. 16 right. I always feel like I'm landing uphill on that thing. Also, Denver. There's a runway at Denver. I believe it's runway 9. That has a big old drop in it. Okay, AP generators are on or available. Okay, wheel chocks and age. Are secured. Anti-collision lights on. Trim air not installed. Engine bleed off. APU bleed on. Engine start will go ignition left. 8 cars is set. Push to start clearance. Tug's on the way. What a beautiful airport, man. I've been to Ketchikan, Alaska once before when I was a kid. But I took a ship, cruise ship. I didn't actually go in there. I didn't fly into it. But it was a really cool town. I really liked it. Went to a salmon bake. That was fun. Alright, clear to connect. Alright, so we're gonna push on the taxiway Alpha right about here. Alright, crew, if you're ready, let's go. Alright, pushing back, starting engine 1. Start valve open. Rotation N2. Low pressure. Fuel on. Fuel flow. EGT. Okay, good start on 1. Starter valve closed. Starting 2. Rotation in 2. Oil pressure's good. Fuel on. Fuel flow. EGT. Start on engine number 2. Roll back. Have to start checklist. Engine and wing anti-ice not required. Engine bleed on. APU bleed off. Tax are on. Engine generator 1 and 2. APU off. Parking brake set. Where'd that guy go? And a Mercedes limo. Man, that's scary. Alright, let's go ahead and do our taxi checklist. Flaps sets. Flaps 5 set. Depth trim. 5.75. Takeoff data is checked. Thrust setting 82.5. Transponder Taxi light. Alright, see you later. Alright, taxi clearance. Hand signal. Good. Taxi clearance. Ketchikan traffic, Alaska 7012, taxi runway 11 via Alpha Bravo. Taxi takeoff departure briefing, no updates. Alright, crew. Let's do this. Noticeable steering. Brakes. Flight controls check. Before takeoff checklist, lower MFD. Off. VNAV. LNAV. Exterior lights. Radar. Engine start switch is continuous. Alright, takeoff clearance. Ketchikan traffic, Alaska 7012, departing runway 11, Ketchikan 6 departure. Alright, this will be a stacked takeoff, crew, so we're just gonna line up and hold. Clear on the right, clear on the left, TCAS cleared. Okay, windows. Alright, crew. Start the clock. Takeoff time. Alright, and toga. Thrust set. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
Auto hold.
V-rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. 1000.
There's climb thrust. Okay. Flaps 1. Flaps up. I don't like how that's working out. Well, nav. Knots coming up. Okay, autopilot's coming on. At the takeoff checklist, landing gear up, lights out, handle off, flaps up, retract, auto brakes off, ICAS, no alerts, exterior lights, engine start switches. Hi crew, here we go. Alright, crew, we're climbing like a rocket up to flight level or 15,000 feet. Good performance today up here. Stand by for transition altitude. Alright, we'll do Arvism check at 190. Totally spaced out on that. Let's do 200. And flight level 200 mark. Hey, let's hit this cross check. The takeoff checklist complete. Okay, climbing through 250 for 390. Oh, this is funny. Look at this. So we just left out of Ketchikan, and this guy here is flying the reciprocal of us. He's flying from Seattle to Ketchikan. That's funny. Let's contact our company and talk to them. ASA 92. Alright, crew climbing through flight level 300. Okay, flight level 350. Heading up to 9. You're in demand, 1,000 to go. Altitude capture. Alright, crew, we're level at 390. So, here's what I gotta say about roller coaster runways. So, yes, some of them are a little extreme, but at the same time, there are such things as roller coaster runways. They're not all flat and level. Some of them have slopes, some of them have dips. And you can see these with your naked eye. So I do like the fact that you do get some sort of elevation changes and things in X-Plane 12. I've yet to see a Microsoft Flight Simulator runway that was just flat, completely flat, right? There's no contour, there's nothing that I've seen. Maybe there is. I didn't play it that much, but I saw nothing but flat runways, and there are no truly flat runways anywhere. They always have little dips and slopes and things. Now, again, in X-Plane 12, some of these are a little exaggerated, like the one in Denver. 1-6 right at Seattle is definitely has a pretty steep gradient, but at least we have that. We have some sort of elevation changes on runways, which we don't get, or not that I know of in Microsoft Flight Sims. What about this? Let me see here. What about this max performance climb? Deep space. What are you talking about? I didn't do one today, did I? Oh, I have a YouTube short on my channel, Adam, of me taking off from I think it's runway 9 at Denver, and I almost got airborne as I went off that little ledge in the middle of the runway. Oh, so deep space, this is what we used for takeoff. Hey, Listen, Adam, I want to use Ortho 4XP, but it is so effing confusing to me. I don't know what to do with it. I'm gonna need somebody to handhold me through it. I tried to watch Drishel Mac his video, and I was so confused. Deep Space. Let me kind of walk you through this. So our takeoff performance initially, we used derated takeoff 2. Select temperature 54, which gave us a really low N1 takeoff setting of 82.5 or so. But once you're airborne, and you go into the climb thrust rating, in some cases the climb thrust rating is going to be higher than your takeoff thrust rating, and it's going to continue to increase up to the high 90s until you get close to your cruise altitude, because the higher you climb, the less dense the air is and less thrust the engines can produce. So you have to increase your N1 to produce enough thrust to continue climbing efficiently. So that's very normal. You're going to see about 98% N1, 99% near the top of your climb, and that's completely on schedule normal. I'll show you. Right now we're at the cruise limit, right, of 93.4. So right now, if I wanted to go accelerate, this is as fast as we can do it in cruise mode. Let me give you an example. We'll set it to Mach 0.8. Now watch. We're only going to accelerate at the cruise limit, right? Now, if I want to manually change that, look at the climb limit would give us. Watch, if I go to climb. That's the climb limit right there. And that's very normal at this altitude. To have a N1 limit of about 90% in climb mode. Now, if I wanted to go to continuous, I get even more. See? This is max continuous, which I would never really use that. We'll go back to the cruise limit though. I'm actually going to go back to, we'll go back to our cost index cruise speed here. So I hope that answers your question, Deep Space, but yes, that's completely normal. Oh, good. I'm glad. I appreciate you asking these questions because I like talking about this stuff. Now, see, we're going to accelerate because we undershot the speed. But it won't exceed that cruise limit, which is less than our climb limit. Yeah, you can watch the auto throttle do its thing here. I got a spare hard drive, man. Yeah, help me with it sometime. We'll get together and you can explain it to me. And I'd like to do it. It looks cool. It looks too complicated for me right now. I need someone to handhold me through that process. Well, I don't know if I need that many. I don't have a lot of terabytes, but I also don't fly to a million different places, so I feel like once I got those ortho tiles built for the main places that I go, it should be fine. I don't. It's not like I fly all over the world all the time, and I can just kind of skip some areas, like flying over the Pacific Ocean at night. I don't need tiles built every single one. No, Deep Space, it's not. The reason we were climbing so fast today is we're actually pretty light. My cargo load for this flight is only 23,000 pounds. So our aircraft gross weight is very low. So that's why the aircraft was performing so well. If we were at max takeoff weight, that 99% N1, we would be climbing like a dog. It would hardly be climbing at all. And we wouldn't even be able to get up to 39,000 feet. So this aircraft is kind of light today. That's why it seemed like we were climbing faster than normal, because we were. And I get my load sheets from, I'm not sure if you're a flight simmer or not, but I get my load sheets from SimBrief, right? They give me the fuel loads and I adjust it to my needs. And they give me my cargo and payload. And I can tell you right now, 23.8 is abnormally light for what I typically fly. But we just didn't have a lot of freight to move today. But yeah, we're light today. That's why we're climbing so good. I've been in this thing at max takeoff weight, and it just struggles to climb up above flight level 300. You're getting 500 feet a minute out of that same thrust setting that was giving me 1,500 a minute. It's all depending on aircraft weight. So, Deep Space, good question. I've only flown Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, and it's no good. I haven't flown 2024 yet. Maybe somebody else in the chat who's flown Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 can compare the two, but I can tell you there's no comparison for 2020 to 12. X-Plane 12 is hands down a much better flying sim on the ground and in the air than 2020. Again, can't speak for 24 because I haven't personally used it. I have no intention of getting it. I'm fully invested in X-Plane and I love it to death. So, you know, and it's really catching up graphically now. As I say that, we got these weird graphical anomalies on the mountains here, but whatever. But, you know, I don't care about that. I care about how the plane flies. Yeah, so I had a long layoff from flight simming. So the last time I was flying any kind of like commercial flight sim would have been FSX. So last year I came back to this stuff and I went straight to X-Plane 12. I had never tried X-Plane prior to X-Plane 12. This is my first experience, and boy, I was really blown away by how awesome that this thing felt. And granted, I hadn't flown anything like this since 15 years prior, 14 years prior. I did a lot of combat flight simming in between that, but it's not representative of this stuff. Hey, Deep Space. Sorry, I was getting a drink of water. Yes, I do. I do them all the time. If you check my other live streams, I do a lot of long hauls, but I don't typically stream the whole thing because that's just too long, right? I'm not going to keep you guys on here for 8 hours as I fly across the Pacific Ocean. So what I'll typically do, if I even send it at all, is I will like record. I'll stream the takeoff and the climb out, and then I'll come back in on the landing hours later and stream the arrival. And I cut out everything in the middle because that's just too long. People lose interest sitting here for 8 hours. It's hard to keep people engaged for 1 hour. Alright, top of the sensor and 103 nautical miles. In about 15 minutes. So in about 5 minutes we'll do our descent planning and discussion. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I have all kinds of turbulence and things like that. I've even encountered on many occasions wake turbulence from other aircraft in X-Plane 12. That's always fun. So I've never seen wake turbulence in FS, Microsoft Flight Simulator. It may be there, but I haven't encountered it. Alright, crew. Let's start doing our descent checklist. So let's go over landing data. Current gross weight is 115.4. We got 2,000 pounds of fuel to burn. So we're going to be at about 113.5 of the landing weight. Landing performance, 1135. Airport elevation is 432. VAP is 130, so VREF is going to be 125. Auto brakes 2. Let's do a weather check real quick at Seattle. Alright, information echo is current 2208. So we have a right quartering wind, right quartering headwind if we're landing on the 16 right. Altimeter 3018. So again, we're landing on 16 right, the roller coaster, 8,500 foot runway. We'll aim for an exit around November or Papa. Quebec is our last resort. I would like to get off at Papa or November at the most. We're on the Mariner 8. Our nav arrival. Some crossing restrictions. We need to be at or above 200 at Vixor. Orcus 280 knots, at or above 17. At about 12 at Giga. Mariner 270 at 12. Bone 250 at 11. Nihos 230 at 8. And Griffey 210 at 6. We're on the ILS 16 right approach. So we need to be at 6,000 feet at Griffey. That's going to be our initial approach fix. At CLAC, we need to be at 4,000 feet. And at our final approach fix, which is Finca, we need to be at 1,900 feet, and we'll pick up our 3-degree glide path down to the runway threshold at 415 feet. The decision altitude is 615. That's 615 Barrow. I'm writing all this stuff down as I talk about it. Alright, in the event of a missed approach, we're going to climb to 900 feet, and on 900 feet, then a climb on heading 195 and outbound on the Seattle VOR radial 210 to cross TC. At or below 2,000, then climbing to 5,000 feet outbound to Seattle radar 210 to Zurli, DME 15 from Seattle radar and hold. If we do go around though, and we don't have ATC, we're just going to fly a right close traffic pattern and come back around and try it again. Probably at least to CLAC and come back and do it again. MSA is 3,400 feet from our direction of flight. Decision height, 615 barrel. Let's put that in. MSA, 3,400 feet. Landing altitude is going to be 430. Seatbelt signs are on. Oh, I also forgot to brief the ILS frequency 11075, the course is 164. Hi crew, have me head down. Oh, I got the hiccups. Sorry guys if you hear any weird noises. Crew looking good here. On speed, on course, on profile. Oh, yeah, HD. Long story short, the guy that runs the whole Zebo operation, his name is Skymatics. He basically told me that I wasn't welcome on his Discord or on the Level Up Discord, that they don't like me, I'll never get to work with them, and that I was never allowed to make the fixes to their 737, the one I'm flying now. No one asked me to do it. What he's been flying has been just fine and did not need to be fixed, and that I'll never be allowed to work with them because they think that I'm trying to come in and take over their project and take all the credit, or something to that effect. That's what happened. I screenshotted the whole thing. Let me see if I can find it for you. Yeah, if you want to read it yourself, you can go to June 9th, Skymatics, and this is everything he told me. Read it from here. It's pretty crazy, man. Yeah, so not very pleasant. So I stopped. I'm not posting on the Level Up Discord anymore. I'm not advertising any of my work on their site. I pulled down all of my posts from there. I'm still keeping my files, and I'm still gonna do what I need to do to make this thing fly perfectly, because the state of the aircraft that they left it in you know, version 1.0.3 is almost not flyable in my opinion. And it only needed a few little tweaks too. I did not fundamentally change a lot of stuff. It's 90% there works still. I just tweaked some things. And I made it available to the public because they straight disappeared. They abandoned everybody. In March, they stopped responding to private messages, to pings, no updates at all. They went silent, and they left us with this thing that I think was broken. So I fixed it, and since they refused to answer anybody or comment or let us know like, hey, we're taking a break, we'll be back in 3 months, it's nothing, right? I said, if they don't want to answer this, I'll do it. So maybe I had the wrong approach. Maybe I was too vocal about my displeasure that they left us and didn't give us any updates. Maybe I was too vocal about advertising my fix to the public, but if you ask a lot of people, they love what I've done to it, right? And I'm not doing it for credit. I'm not getting paid. I don't want any money. I'm just trying to make a better plane because they won't fix it. But apparently, Skymatics thinks I'm a big piece of trash for that, and I'm a dirtbag, so whatever. My files are still up on my Discord and they're available to anybody, and I'll keep tweaking it because, you know, heck with it. But I won't be posting on their Discords anymore because I don't want to get banned from them. That's the situation. Alright, altimeter 3018 coming up. We'll do we'll check at 18,000. Okay, 18,000. Now, cross check. Engine start switch is continuous. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Hit me up, man. What's up, Cap? What's up, Quartz? We're just on approach into, or descent into Seattle now. We flew out of Ketchikan, Alaska for this one. MD-11 was on the first flight, and I decided I want to fly at 7:37 for the second half. Okay. Moving is the worst, man. I hate moving. I've been lucky. I've been living in the house that I live in now since 2011. I've been in this house 14 years, so I don't want to move. Okay, updated ATIS. Wind 240 at 7, same. Scattered at 3,100 feet. All right. Altitude 3018. Okay, no other changes. Still good. No changes to brief. Exterior lights. Approach checklist complete. I mean, you only really need a 15 amp circuit, right, dude? For a computer. It's not like it draws that many amps. Trip was fantastic, man. You missed me talking about it earlier. I just got back at 1 a.m. this morning from Los Angeles International Airport. We got delayed by about 2 hours due to some fueling stuff and then issues getting off the plane when we got there. You can watch the stream later to find out more. But it was good. I had a great time. And the best part was I met a wonderful lady while I was there. A French woman who lives in the UK, and she works for the National Health Service. And that was really awesome. So hopefully I get to see her again in the near future, because that was pretty good. I talk to her every day now, so that's pretty cool. Oui. She's teaching me French now, dude. She's so sexy when she talks. She's been living in England for 17 years, but she still sounds like she's from... She still has a very thick French accent. It's really sexy. Anyway. So I need to focus. I gotta drive here. Hold on. Hey, retard. And decel. Oh, dude. I never realized I loved French women accents until I heard it in person. Being directed at me. That's... Oh. Yeah, that's another level, man. So yeah, I had a good trip. Yeah, my kids and everything too. I had kids there, grandma there. We went to Paris, London, all kinds of sightseeing, all kinds of stuff. It was good. Hey, look good here. So we should be crossing Griffey at 6,000 feet, 210 knots. Our next decel point's coming up right here. Okay, decel. FMS speed. FMS speed. Okay, let's view our localizer. So this is a little bit of a scattered cloud layer we're going to break through on 3,100 feet. Mr. Pocheting is set. Picking up DME now. Laps 1. Laps 5. Okay, VOR localizer. On glide slope, on localizer. Alright, we need to get her slowed down. Gear down. Alright, HD, I'll take a look at it here when I land. Flaps 15. Final approach speed is 130. Flaps 30. Final checklist. Landing gear down, 3 degrees, full hand arm, auto brakes, 2. Flaps and slats, flaps 30. Altimeter's cross check 3018. ICAST no alerts, landing clearance.
2500.
South Travel, Alaska 7012 on the ILS 16 right approach, Seattle. Alright, crew. I'm gonna take over here. Auto throttle's coming off.
Runway 16, Alaska.
Hazy, but I do have the runway in sight. This is a 700 HD. Right, a little off. Correcting a little bit. A little bit off of the localizer, correcting. How's the go? Really hazy today, huh? A little bit of a right quartering tailwind. That's why we got a little bit of crab in here right now.
500.
South traffic.
100.
Alaska 7012 on final 16 right. Alright, crew, clear to land.
Minimums.
Continue.
Glide slow.
I'm good. Look at that slope, guys.
50, 40, 30, 20. 10. 5.
First screen.
Knots.
Manual braking. Cool. We made it. Versus normal. Alright, so we made Papa. Excellent. Alright, let's go ahead and get cleaned up here and figure out how we want to taxi back. Alright, at the land checklist, four-way handle. Up, retract. Flaps. Auto brakes. Off. Radar off. Landing light, taxi lights, strobe lights. Engine start switches. Off. APU. Starting. Clock. Stopped. Dap trim. Set. Okay. South traffic, Alaska 7012. Taxi to Cargo 5 via Papa, cross 16 center and left at Papa and left onto Bravo and Alpha to the ground. That was a mouthful, wasn't it? Put on the left, put on the right. .95 feet per minute, guys. I'll take it. VREF was 125, we landed at 126. Alright, HD, I'll catch up with you there, man. Yes, Quartz, did you see that runway? That's the roller coaster, man. You see how it's sloped up and then down like that? It's hard to land like that because the runway comes up to meet you really quickly. Going uphill here. Come on, baby, come on, a little more. Hey, thanks, Steve Space. I hope you'll join me again in the future, man. I always appreciate having you on board. Thanks so much. Alright, guys. That was a good couple of flights we got in. I enjoyed that, so good to be back. I'm looking to do another flight tomorrow evening on VATSIM because I saw that there's an event going on. Let me show you real quick. Maybe you guys can set your calendars for this if you want to fly with me tomorrow. I did see this. Looking at the events. On Monday, there's MontCon Mondays. So we got Halifax, MontCon, St. John's, Gander. These are definitely some airports that I can fly into. Probably in the MD-11 for Halifax for sure. So maybe we'll go ahead and do this tomorrow. And if you guys are interested, we'll take an MD-11 from, I don't know, maybe I'll fly one up to Hamilton tonight and fly over to St. John's or Halifax tomorrow as part of this event. It should be fun. Until then, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.